This is Cleveland Clown, and you are now listening to That Wrestling Podcast, and it's terrible, terrible, terrible. Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Thursday, it's Money, it's Mike Britt, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
Ow! Good to be here, baby. I'm ready to talk some wrestling with you.
I love it, man. The stinger howl there, brother. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, we got a lot to get into today, Mike. First of all, thank you for taking a few moments to join us. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, baby. Fantastic. Glad to be back on the show and glad to be talking about some wrestling, my favorite topic.
Yeah, my favorite topic too, brother. And speaking of topics, we got a lot of them today to get into, brother. It's going to be a nice, big, meaty, juicy show to get into. WWE evidently hasn't still released anything on Daniel Bryan. We don't even know if he's injured or what. We're going to touch on that. Women's superstars all set for surgery. Billy Gunn recently shared some thoughts on Triple H's AEW jokes. And we're going to touch on Kofi Kingston lashing out at Kevin Owens recently, and also why the 2019 Money in the Bank matches are so important. It's important that they get these champions right this year. We're going to play a little random wrestling knowledge with Clyde, touch on some NXT results. Got a lot to get into today, brother. But before we do, why don't you be so kind as to tell the people out there what's going to happen if this podcast, this show, this channel, baby, hits 1,000 subscribers?
1,000 subscribers. Let me tell you what's going to happen. My man, Money, David, is going to dress up in a nice Elvis suit with the hair slicked back, a guitar, and he's going to slam Clyde dead in the, well, maybe not the head, because Clyde don't want to take a head shot, but he's going to slam Clyde with the guitar, baby.
Yeah, brother, I can't wait for that to happen, dude. And we're a long ways off, so, you know, he's got some, it might take 6 years or so to get there. He's got a little time to prepare, brother. So you ready to hop into the news, Mike?
I'm ready, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm ready too, dude. I can never get my computer to cooperate, brother. But hopefully, somebody who is hitting on all cylinders today is Nia Jax Surgeons. I heard. I think she's going under the knife this morning for her double ACL repair. And you got any thoughts on that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I just read something today about that, man, about her going underneath the knife. Yeah, man. Just wish her all the luck. Keep her in her prayers and everything, and I hope everything's good, man. I'm sure she'll be back real soon. Yeah,
according to Casey Michael of Squared Circle Sirens, Nia is all set to undergo the knife for her double ACL repair this morning, and the typical recovery time for surgery like that is 9 to 12 months. And I just kind of wonder if it's going to take Nia longer, and I sure hope it doesn't. But I just wonder if it's going to take her a little longer because she is having both of them repaired at the same time, and I don't know how common that is, to have double knee surgery like that.
Well, I couldn't imagine, man. I remember Triple H coming back pretty soon, man. But he's something else. He's a heck of an athlete. But yeah, I didn't realize that it was on both legs, man. So yeah, that sounds very painful. But yeah, a Godspeed for her.
Yeah, Godspeed, Nia Jax. Hopefully we see her back out there destroying people in the ring here real soon. And speaking of destroying, AEW, AEW and WWE kind of has this ongoing little battle, and Triple H took a few little jabs at them, during his Hall of Fame induction speech with DX, and Billy Gunn was recently nice enough to share some thoughts on that. He said, yeah, I mean, come on. He said, it's not a secret. We all know what's going on. We all know what's happening. It had nothing. Yeah, it's funny, and everybody's going to react to it, and it's not taboo because everyone's talking like, well, you work for AEW now. How can you be in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, so you got any thoughts on Billy Gunn or Triple H's, AEW comments in his Hall of Fame induction speech?
Well, watching it, I'm going to be honest with you, I was a little surprised that they did acknowledge it, but I'm glad they did because, to the wrestling fans, it's kind of slap in the face to act like these things are not going on. It's just like when they bring in a well-renowned superstar from another organization and they kind of act like he never was a world champion or nobody knows who he is. So, I mean, it's just kind of a slap in the face. So, for them to be acknowledging it and everything, and I like Billy Gunn, man, and I like when DX get together, man. I think they're really funny. So, I'm for it, man. I'm glad they did say something about it.
Yeah, I am too, man. I just find it kind of funny that they scrubbed it from the video on demand, I guess, so that they couldn't say anything later about it or whatever. But yeah, man, who cares? It's a few little jabs. We all know AEW's here, and we all know that, technically they are competition. So I guess we're going to see what happens in the near future, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I think it's just good for the wrestling fan and good for the wrestling business. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too, brother. And speaking of looking forward, here's something I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the return of Daniel Bryan in the ring. And, we haven't seen him since WrestleMania. WWE has played this so close to the vest. I was thinking he was injured, but I've been reading around on the internet today. I couldn't find anything from WWE confirming an injury or anything from Daniel Bryan. This could, just be a leave of absence or something. And do you have any news or thoughts on this?
Man, I'm like you. I haven't read anything, man. And you would think that if he was hurt, they would, let you know, or that it would leak out or something like that. Maybe it is just a little time he's spending with his family or something. They giving him a little break the way they did AJ Styles. But yeah, I'm ready for him to come back, man. I'm ready to see some more of him and Kofi, or anxious to see what direction it goes in.
Yeah, as far as I know, I think he's still slated to appear on SmackDown. Have you heard anything otherwise?
No, I haven't. I sure haven't. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, so whatever's going on out there with you, Daniel Bryan, brother, because you see, Clyde thinks everybody listens to our damn show, dude. So I got to say, Daniel, I know you're out there listening, brother. Godspeed. We hope to see you back in that squared circle soon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm sure he's listening to the podcast, man. He probably got it going on while he's working out and stuff like that, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely, brother, absolutely. And speaking of Godspeed, we've got to take a real quick commercial break, Mike, but you got time to hang around for one more segment, brother?
Oh, yeah, would love to, man.
All right, brother. Yeah, we're going to step right out, pay a few bills, and we'll be right back after this. The following is a paid advertisement. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any claims, guarantees, or products in this ad. Hey, ladies out there, you having trouble getting somebody to pay you a few dollars? Well, contact Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services today. Intervention.
You need us to intervene, smack a couple guys around? No problem.
Mediation. We can mediate your problem today. Protection.
You need your money, you need it now. We'll go find them, smack them around. Nobody's got to know a thing.
That's Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services, also known as PIMP. Yeah, we're back, baby. Segment number 2. What an ad. What a show it's been so far. Special guest Mike right here today. Special day here today on the podcast. What's up, Mike? You ready for segment number 2, brother?
Oh, I'm stoked, baby. Let's do it.
All right, yeah. Well, here's what I want to touch on this. Did you see that Kofi Kingston lashed out on Kevin Owens on Twitter recently?
No, I didn't see that, but I just seen what Kevin Owens did. But no, I didn't see that. Fill me in a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's just wrestling talk. I'm sure this is all angle, brother. I hope if he sees him out at Applebee's, he's not really going to kick his ass. But here's what he said to Kevin Owens right here. Sometimes you feel compelled to believe in someone and give them a chance, even when no one else will. As unpopular a decision as it may seem at the time, you give them the benefit of the doubt. And then that person proves everyone right. Mark my words, there will be hell to pay.
Yes. I tell you, man, I love the way that Twitter and Facebook is used in the wrestling business now. You don't know what's real, and you don't know what's a work, and you just really don't know, man. I think it's a great tool. I like the way they're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've seen a few angles start before on Twitter, actually. Was it like the John Cena and Nikki Bella and the Miz tag up where they did the couples tag team match? Like that was pretty much played out on Twitter before they started hopping in the ring and playing it out, I think.
I agree with you. I think sometimes this stuff can have a little realism to them, and then they say, hey, this would be a good story.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I think
it's great.
Well said, Mike. You got any more thoughts on that? I didn't mean to step on your words there, kind sir.
Oh, no. That's about it, man. I knew eventually Kevin Owens was going to, turn. I just didn't expect it to be so soon. I think they rode that out a little bit, which I think y'all covered that on yesterday's show, but they got something in the works, man. I think it's going to be really good because Kevin Owens is awesome talent. So him and Kofi will put on some great matches, I believe.
Yeah, well said, brother. And I think that's where they're heading for this Money in the Bank pay-per-view here. That's evidently that's going to be the championship match. That's where I'm leaning right now, right, brother? Kevin Owens versus Kofi is what it's shaping up to look like, huh?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like to me, which I think would be a solid match, man. It'd be a really good match.
And speaking of something solid here, brother, I want to try a little something with you today, brother. This is my favorite segment of the day, and I don't know if you want to play it or not, but this is a solid little segment we call, and you got to pardon my Mr. Producer, Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you ready, brother?
Man, I am a huge fan of this episode of the show, man, this segment of the show. So I'm down, man. I'm ready. Got some big shoes to fill trying to take Clyde's spot, but I'm going to give it my best, man.
Man, my wife said the other day, she said, Clyde is like a wrestling Rolodex. And he really is, man. It's like you can see him just like, filing through. And I don't know if you've seen any of the Hangover movies, but like when your boy's playing blackjack and he's like idiot savant style and he sees all the numbers and stuff like that. That's how I picture Clyde and his wrestling knowledge, brother.
I can definitely see the similarities, yes. The Wolf Pack.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we are somewhat of a wolf pack around here anyway, brother. That's a good comparison. All right, man. So question one, let's hop into this. Audience, feel free to play along at home. Every day we ask Clyde. In this case, it's going to be our special guest, Mike Britt. 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So here we come. Here we go. Question 1. How many times has Naomi been the SmackDown Women's Champion?
I am going to say 2 times.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2 times. Mr. Producer Man is definitely not on his A game today, brother. That's all right. Well done, brother. 1 for 1 out of the gate. How does it feel?
Let me tell you what, man. It's like winning the Masters, man, because I missed every one the last time I played this. So I'm on fire, baby. I'm ready.
Yeah, wildfire style, baby. You're doing good.
Wow.
Yeah. Sounding a little bit like a California kid today there, Mike.
I love California.
All right, here we go. Question number 2, brother. Question 2. In 2009, the Hart Dynasty formed. Can you name the 3 members of the Hart Dynasty?
3 members of the Hart Dynasty. I got a feeling that Clyde would have nailed this one, so please forgive me if I get it wrong. I'm going to say Natty. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I was getting ready to. I don't have like a buzzer sound. I was going to like run a timer sound on you, brother. But yeah, no, it's okay. I appreciate the effort there. Like I said, every day, dude, I would go 0 for 3 on this segment. So I appreciate you even having the cojones to step up to the plate. And Mr. Producer Man, show me just Natty. No, it was 3 members. Evidently here it's David Hart Smith, Natalya Neidhart, and Tyson Kidd was the 3 members.
You know what? I could see their faces, but I could not think of their names, man. I buckle under pressure, dude.
Oh, no, you did good, brother. I would have gotten 2 of the names because I knew Natalya and Tyson Kidd, but I would have not remembered David Hart Smith, unfortunately, dude. So, yeah, I would have failed on that one also.
Davey boy, man.
You ready for question 3, brother?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. What was Alicia Fox's first gimmick in the WWE? What was her first gimmick?
Alicia Fox's first gimmick.
You got to go way back. I know she's been with them forever. So
she kind of did, if I'm not mistaken, she kind of did the Foxy Brown thing, kind of like what Beyonce did in Austin Powers, if I'm not mistaken. Foxy Brown, kind of like a Foxy Brown character.
Mr. Producer Man, show me a Foxy Brown character. Oh, look at that wrong mute. Look at that. Totally on the wrong page and everything. It's like breaking news right there. Here we go. Mr. Producer Man. Yeah. You gotta excuse me. There we go, brother. Unfortunately, that is wrong. She may have played that shortly into her career. I'm not really familiar with all of Alicia Fox's history, but her very first gimmick was actually a wedding planner.
Really? Was it for Theodore Long's wedding?
You know, I really don't know.
I think it was.
What it was for, I just gleaned these off of Wikipedia today, just for the show to get ready. So, yeah, I really don't know, brother. You would probably know better on that than I would.
I think it, man. You know what? I remember that now. Theodore Long was getting married, and they did this whole skit on him, and I think they brought her in as a wedding planner. You're right.
It was on June 13th, 2008. I can tell you the date of it. Cannot tell you who was involved.
Yeah. Okay. I want to say that was for Theodore Long when he was getting married and he was a GM for SmackDown. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cool.
Yeah, brother. So, you did pretty good today. Not bad. You filled in for Clyde, and we truly appreciate you stepping up to the plate for that segment. And you ready to move on with the show?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Here's what I've been waiting to touch on with you all day. And the last couple of years, in my opinion, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, the winner has not really gone on to prominence like in years past, and I'm just kind of wondering what's up with that. I think last year we had Braun Strowman win. The year before it was Baron Corbin. And I just feel like this year it's very important for them to get it right. And I just want to hear your thoughts on that, brother.
Well, I agree 100%, man. It really used to mean something, and that's a great gimmick match. But not only is it a good gimmick match, like a cage match or a Hell in a Cell or something like that, but it actually, like you said before, when you would win the Money in the Bank, normally by the end of the year you were at WrestleMania fighting for the championship. It used to really mean something, and the element of surprise cashing in. That's what's really cool. The element of surprise cashing in. Like when Edge cashed in, and I've been disappointed in the past too, because I'm not a huge Baron Corbin fan, but seeing this guy live, man, he is a big, monstrous dude. I didn't realize how big he was, and so he got it. I really thought they was going to give him the push, but what really disappointed me is one of my favorite wrestlers, Braun Strowman, because I feel like they have dropped the ball with him continuously, man. And when he won it last year, I thought for sure that he would go up against Brock Lesnar and win the belt, because it's just really believable of this monster beating Brock Lesnar. So I was really disappointed. So I hope this year, man, I hope they do a little bit better job and it has some significance to it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with your comments here. I love to disagree with our guests and just generate heat, because I know heat equals ratings, brother. But I'm going to have to agree with you here, Mike. It's so important that they get it right this year, dude. Like I said, Braun won it last year. I assumed he would go over against Brock or come out when, Brock or somebody was vulnerable and take the title from Brock and even look a little more believable if they didn't want to make Brock look weak or whatever. I figured they would do that. They didn't. They dropped the ball with Braun there. And the last time I really think that it was significant in the men's case, I can go all the way back to 2014 when Seth Rollins won it, and that was really cool when he cashed in, I think, too. But Dean Ambrose was really cool when he cashed in 2016. And, I just feel like it's kind of important for them to kind of get this train back on the tracks, brother. And, some of these past winners have gone on to huge things. In the last couple of years, it's almost like the winner is guaranteed to fizzle out or something.
Yeah, you're right about that. And the whole Seth Rollins thing cashing in, I thought that was great, man, because I didn't see that coming. I love a good swerve. I really love a good swerve. So that was really good. I loved the Seth when he cashed in.
Yeah, I got to go all the way back to 2014 when Seth cashed in to have a really oh my goodness gracious, with that briefcase, being significant and having me invested in what's going to happen with it, So hopefully this year they can rekindle the old fire, buddy.
Yeah, man, I hope they do. I really hope they do, man, because that's a good prop, man. It's a good prop for a wrestler, and it gives a wrestler, a good story and a good focus and a good talking point. So, yeah, I love it. I'm a big fan of the Money in the Bank case, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like, it doesn't give the wrestler a title, but it's kind of like, okay, well, this guy might have the title soon, and there's only so many belts to go around. They've got so much talent on the roster, and it kind of gives you a reason to follow another superstar, so hopefully they can just make that a little more attractive this year. That's all I got to say. And Vince, I know you're out there listening, brother. Give the damn briefcase to somebody you're going to do something with this year. That's all I got to say on that.
That's right, Vince.
Yeah, so Mike, truly appreciate you taking time to join us today. I know you're a really busy gentleman, super fan Mike Britt, traveling all around the country, checking out all the events from independent all the way up to the big show, brother. So thank you for taking time to join us today. And you got any closing thoughts for us?
No, I don't, man. It was great being on the show. It's a pleasure as always. I love being on here. I love listening. I love being a part of it. I want to send a shout out to my beautiful wife, Camilla, and send a shout out to all the LJN maniacs out there in the Maniac universe. And that's about it, brother. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, well, we always appreciate you coming on, brother. As far as I'm concerned, you're a huge part of the show, brother. And we're going to be right back in just a moment after these commercial breaks with Clyde to close the show out. So thanks again, Mike Britton. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, my brother. We'll talk soon.
The following is a paid advertisement for Squirrel Treatment Centers of America. That wrestling podcast is not responsible for any products in this ad.
Do you suffer from ACE, also known as atypical constant ejaculation? Well, you are not alone. And now, thanks to the Scrotal Treatment Center of America's patented new Semenese technology, you can get your problem taken care of. It's a series of 3 invasive laser-guided injections that'll have you up and running in no time. That's the Scrotal Treatment Centers of America. Not only am I a spokesman, but I'm a client.
Yeah, baby. Back with segment number 3, and we finally found him. The man, the myth, the legend. Clyde is here to close the show out. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Just been trying to hunt you down. I feel like I'm on the hunt for Bigfoot, trying to get hold of you today. No, just
Yeah, I like old Bigfoot, man. Me and him, we've been fishing a couple times, brother.
Does he really exist? Does Clyde exist?
Only in theory.
Only in theory. Yeah, so Mike Britt was actually kind enough to hop in for the first couple segments of the day, man. He did a pretty good job. How do you think he did on Random Wrestling Knowledge? What do you think he went?
A man like Mike Britt, he might have got them all 3. He is a historian of wrestling.
He was
brother.
3 for 3, and then he actually scolded me on my wording of some of the questions. He gave me additional facts and details on all 3, brother.
Yeah, he's something of a living legend, brother.
No,
Mike Britt is a first-class human being, brother.
No, he truly is, but I think he went 1 for 3 on the questions today, actually.
Oh, wow. I'm a little surprised by that, but
yeah, he was off his game.
I've been there. You know how it goes, brother, when David throws you a curveball.
Yeah, I'm known to do that. I'm like the Randy Johnson of wrestling trivia questions. You got to watch that.
You'll be like, what is Macho Man's 5th grandfather's name? I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, sometimes I win. Sometimes you never know. Like, I'll sit up night, I get kind of delirious and delusional. I'll spend 12 to 14 hours just preparing one question, dude. It's going to be a tough one for him, you know?
Staring into the candle lights and everything, bro.
Okay, before we ramble on for 10 more minutes and make everybody turn the damn show off, let's talk a little wrestling today at least here, brother. Let's talk a little bit. I want to know, how long do you think Becky Lynch is going to be unified with these titles, the Unified Women's Champion? How long will we see Becky 2 belts, brother? What's your thoughts on that?
It depends on how good the T-shirts are selling, brother. But on a realistic note, I kind of being realistic about that too. I mean, we'll see what happens. I kind of think she's going to lose to Lacey Evans, and I think she's going to defeat Charlotte.
So, wow,
that's my prediction.
Ooh, wouldn't that be juicy? I was thinking just the other way around. I was thinking, well, she's going to beat Lacey Evans, and then she's going to lose to Charlotte. But you know what? Both of us could be wrong. She could end up coming out of this unified, baby.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would prefer to see, especially with this whole Becky 2 belts. I've seen they've already merchandised it, so might as well get what they can out of it, make some money, and we all know how over Becky is, you know, just main evented WrestleMania. That's kind of a big deal.
Just a little bit of a big deal, brother.
Just a little bit, brother.
Yeah, I think personally, I would like to see her come out unified, come out of this this double, Becky 2 belts, Becky 2 matches. I like to see her come out with 2 belts for just a little bit longer. I mean, she's doing a good job carrying them, and I think Becky really, as a face of the women's division, is perfect, brother.
Yeah. It couldn't have happened to a nicer person either. If anybody out there's got WWE Network, there's a few good shows about Becky that are definitely worth checking out.
I mean, are Becky and Kofi like the most popular superstars on the roster right now?
I think so, and I love it because they kind of remind me. I'm always tooting Bret Hart's horn. They kind of remind me of him a little bit, man. I don't think they were planned to be the top people. I think they earned it. They scratched, they clawed, they worked, they did everything you need to do, and then some to be in their position.
And they really fought their way to the top. Yeah, I noticed the other day when I was telling you, I thought AJ was like, the most popular overall superstar. He was like, I'm going to agree to disagree, And maybe at the moment, you might be right. Really, it probably is it's the Kofi and Becky show right now. And AJ's kind of slid to the back seat just momentarily, I think, though. Although I think he's going to be right back up there in the picture, brother.
He is phenomenal, pun intended.
Man, so what do I got to say to you today? I want to get you riled up, dude. I want to see some real visceral anger coming from you, brother. What do I got to say to get you riled up, brother?
I don't know. You know how to push the buttons sometimes, you ornery fella.
Yeah.
You suck.
Who was that?
I don't know who it is, man. No,
I'll tell you what, I'll meet you in the LJN universe.
Oh, goodness. Fantasy match. Everything but the ring over there, brother.
That's right. That's right, baby.
Yeah, so, I know we'd like to put on ridiculous wrestling news, but let's kind of get the train back on the tracks here, brother. Did you get a chance to see NXT last night?
No, I missed it. Was it a good show, bro?
Yeah, it was a pretty good show, actually, but you didn't take a damn moment to watch it, so I guess it's not worth talking about. I know there's a lot of wrestling to consume, brother, and really more or less I'm just busting your balls there, man. I just want to hear you, I just want to see you grimace every once in a while.
I'm over here cringing. I'm thinking about kicking the the television over, you got me all worked up, bro.
Well, the main takeaway from the show last night is this ongoing rivalry between Johnny Gargano and the Undisputed Era. Like, I guess they're trying to build it up towards this next takeover, and so what they're doing is having Gargano probably take him on one member at a time. So he went against Roderick Strong last night in the main event, and it was a phenomenal match, dude. Really, you should go back and take a few minutes to watch it. Of course, Gargano went over, but still worth watching the match, brother. And yeah, so where do you think we're heading with Gargano in this feud that's going on?
I feel like he's probably going to drop the belt. I could see him. He wasn't he on Raw and SmackDown not that long ago. I could see him, being a part of the main roster sooner than later.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know, man. I think he could be, but as of right now, I think he's like Johnny Wrestling. He's the face of NXT, and they need him right now in that spot. The roster might be a little thin right now, in my opinion, and him and Adam Cole feuding for a few months is kind of just what they need while they get a few more talents together, brother. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, nobody waves the flag better for NXT than Mr. Money here. I will give you that, brother. You're always on your NXT news.
Oh, man. I'm a huge fan of Adam Cole and a huge fan of Johnny Gargano, actually, and I was a huge Tommaso Ciampa fan. I've been a huge fan of a lot of these guys, and I'll say this. Sometimes I cool on guys once they leave NXT, and I'm sure a lot of people out there feel the same, and it's okay. Just admit it, damn it. It's okay, people. Just admit it. This is the truth.
Yeah, I tell you, I will agree with that. I can't tell you how many times from Asuka to Nakamura, even Finn Balor here and there, man, they were so much better when they were in NXT. They were utilized so much better.
It's just something about, and it's just the matches, the maneuvers, they're allowed to wrestle a bit riskier and to use some stronger styles in NXT and to play some more edgy storylines. And it just seems like once they get up to the main roster, they kind of take, if they had a name, for example, that had 3 words in it, they're going to cut it down to 1 word instantly. That's what they always do. And also then they're going to take their match and their whole product and just water it down. And the creativity and the creative freedom on the main roster is just not what it is on NXT, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. The creativity is definitely stifled a little bit. It's unfortunate, but we've talked about it before. There's so much talent and there's so little time.
Yeah, brother, and speaking of so much talent and so little time, man, and creativity, the WWE has been getting really creative with these dudes' names lately. The War Raiders took on the Street Profits last night. They're still the NXT champions, and they came out and defended those titles against the Street Profits and went over again. And, these guys are like the land of 1,000 lakes, the men of 1,000,000 names. What do you think about these guys, man?
Well, but before it's all said and done, they might pass Brutus the Barber Beefcake as the most names ever. I like them, man. They're raw bone. There's nothing pretty about what they do. It's just old school wrestling, brother. I love it.
Old school professional wrestling. Speaking of Brutus the Barber Beefcake, brother, I heard you just recently had a visit to the barber today. How'd that come out for you? Did you get your ears lowered?
Yeah, she put me in the sleeper first. That was a request. She was kind of confused. But, you know how it is, brother. When you're a wrestling fan, you walk in a barbershop, sometimes you want to be put to sleep, and then you want to get your haircut.
Yeah, I guess, brother. And speaking of going to sleep, I guess we should probably go ahead and get ready to hop out before the audience falls asleep for today, brother. It's been a great show today, though, man. And, be sure to check us out there at thatwrestlingpodcast.com. We'll have lots of updates throughout the weekend. Probably be our last show till Monday, folks. Today is Thursday, so hopefully we'll catch you guys on Monday. And, Clyde, do you want to be nice enough to go ahead and put a bow on today's episode?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, Mike Britt, kudos, thanks, $1 million man, super fan, all that stuff. Thanks for coming in. Everybody out there that's listening, hit the like button. Even better, hit the subscribe. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a wrestler, tell anybody. And if you don't like us, let us know that too. Maybe we can improve or even have you on as a guest. And again, if you don't like us, hit us with the King Kong Bundy Splash for the 5 count, and we will be sharing this like we always do on our Facebook affiliate pages. The Bliss Army, Becky Lynch Mob, Hitman Heart Fan Club, Kofi Kingston Club, I Heart Pro Wrestling, Carlitos Caribbean Cool Fan Club, Wrestling is Our Passion, Wrestling Unleashed, All Access Indie Wrestling, WWF LJ and Maniacs, All Elite Wrestling, Let's Get Rowdy With It, Wicked Thoughts, Music for Thought, WWE Retro Fan Club, Retro Figure Fan Club.
Hey, don't step on the last one, damn it. You did so good. You was like flowing effortlessly through it today, brother, and then you stumbled on the last one, dude. That's all right.
Come on, damn it.
Hey man, I know you was a little, I know you was busy this morning, had a lot to do. You still made it in for the show, class, so I truly appreciate that. Mike Britt Stinger, I know you're out there, brother. Thank you so much for stepping in today for your usual segment and for an extra segment. We appreciate all that. Everybody out there, check us out on the web, thatwrestlingpodcast.com. And if you like us out there, put us over. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. It's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.
Woo! That's right.
Ooh, yeah.
You win in the ring, you lose in the ring.
And you can't teach that.
Carlito Caribbean Cool.
Hello, I'm Richard, but you can call me Dick. And I'm going to talk about something today that not a lot of men really like to talk about. But sometimes after a long day in the saddle, I get a little itching in my nether region. And that's why I got with my friend Peter here and created a wonderful product. You tell him about it, Peter.
Well, my name's Peter. I'll tell you, you got an itch and you get it up. There ain't nothing better for that itch than Texas Ball Cream.
That's right, it's Texas Ball Cream. You can pick us up at all your local retailers. Just ask the pharmacist for Texas Ball Cream.